What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and WWE cannot be serious right now because Roman Reigns survived Jacob Fatu at Backlash, but this does not feel over at all. Roman kept the title, but Jacob snapped after the match, and that is the real reason people are still talking about this. Backlash was supposed to be a huge title defense for Roman Reigns, but instead it turned into chaos, frustration, and a warning sign that this story may be getting even more dangerous now. Jacob Fatu was not treated like a normal challenger. The first thing you have to understand is that WWE did not book Jacob Fatu like some random opponent who was only there to lose and disappear. From the build-up to the presentation to the way the match itself felt, Jacob was made to look like a serious problem for Roman Reigns. He came into this with momentum, danger, and that unstable energy that made the whole thing feel unpredictable. That is why this result hits differently, because when you push someone this hard before the match, fans start believing that person could actually change everything, and Jacob Fatu felt like exactly that kind of threat. Roman got the win, but it felt like an escape. That is the biggest reason this match is being talked about the way it is, because yes, Roman Reigns won, but it did not feel like a dominant champion shutting down a challenger. It felt like he escaped with the title. It did not feel calm, it did not feel clean, and it definitely did not feel like Roman ended this story once and for all. If anything, this looked like a champion surviving the storm, not controlling it. Roman may still be the world heavyweight champion, but the feeling coming out of this was not power, it was relief, and that is a huge difference. Then, everything exploded after the match. And this is where the whole story changed, because Jacob Fatu completely lost it after the match. The second the bell was out of the way and the official result was locked in, Jacob snapped and turned the whole scene into chaos. Instead of letting Roman celebrate like a final boss, Jacob made sure the ending felt ugly, violent, and unfinished. That post-match meltdown is the real reason this title works, because Roman surviving is only half the story. The other half is Jacob refusing to let the loss define him and instead turning the aftermath into complete madness. Jacob Fatu lost the match, but he won the moment. This is the kind of thing that makes wrestling fans debate for days, because sometimes the official winner is not the person people remember most when the show ends. Roman kept the title, but Jacob left the bigger emotional impact. He looked wild, dangerous, angry, and out of control in a way that made him feel even more important after the loss than before it. That is not normal. Usually, a wrestler loses a title match and cools off. Here, Jacob somehow looked hotter after getting beaten, and that is why so many people are going to walk away feeling like Roman won the match, but Jacob won the attention. Roman does not feel safe anymore. That is another huge reason why this whole thing feels so chaotic. Because a champion is supposed to leave a major match looking secure and one step ahead of everyone else, but Roman Reigns does not feel like that right now. He does not feel like he destroyed a threat. He does not feel like he put Jacob in his place. He feels like a man who is still champion, but now has an even bigger problem on his hands. That is the kind of ending that keeps a feud alive, because Roman may have the belt, but he does not have peace, and that matters a lot more than people think. WWE may have made Jacob Fatu look even bigger. This is where things get really interesting, because there is a real argument that WWE may have accidentally made Jacob feel bigger in defeat than Roman felt in victory. Roman got the official result, but Jacob got the chaos, the rage, and the spotlight that people are going to remember. If WWE wanted Roman to feel untouchable, that is not really the vibe they created here. What they created was a situation where Roman looked vulnerable, and Jacob looked like the kind of monster who is only getting worse. That is why this feud still feels so alive, because the loss did not kill Jacob's momentum, it may have actually boosted it. This was not the end of Jacob Fatu's push. If anything, this felt like the start of a new phase for Jacob Fatu. He is no longer just the dangerous challenger who came close. Now he is the dangerous challenger who snapped and turned the whole thing personal. That makes him more intense, more unpredictable, and more violent going forward. WWE can do a lot with that. They can make him more ruthless, more unhinged, and more obsessed with destroying Roman Reigns. That is why this did not feel like the end of the road. It felt like the beginning of something darker, and if WWE plays it right, Jacob Fatu could come out of this bigger than ever. Roman won the match, but he did not win the war, feeling that is really the perfect way to sum this up. Because Roman Reigns has the belt, Roman has the official result, and Roman leaves Backlash as champion, but he does not leave with full control of the story. Jacob took that away with the chaos after the match. Roman got the result, but Jacob made sure nobody could just move on like this was business as usual. That is the difference between winning a match and winning the whole narrative, and right now it feels like Roman won the match while Jacob stole the narrative. So what is the real takeaway from Backlash? The real takeaway is simple. WWE cannot be serious if they think this result settles anything. Roman Reigns survived Jacob Fatu at Backlash, but he did not shut him down, he did not make him feel small, and he definitely did not make this rivalry go away. Jacob Fatu lost the match, then lost control, and somehow came out looking even more dangerous than before. Roman is still champion, but Jacob may now be the biggest threat on the board, and that is why this whole thing feels like chaos instead of closure.